Hey guys, what is up? Today I guess you could see behind me that I have the coffin shaped archway out with the orange rope light, and I got the green and purple LED lights that I made the other day on their bases. And today I'm going to show you guys how to make your electronics or bulbs flicker with a fluorescent light starter. Now this only cost me about $5 at the hardware store, and I'm going to show you how to wire that up to a three-way extension cord, and then you guys will be able to plug in whatever kind of lighting that you have. I like using LED, but you have to use a low wattage fluorescent light starter for that. This one I'm going to use just a plain Jane fluorescent light starter. I think that one goes from 30 to 40 watts. You could also use the 15 to 20 watts depending on if you're using LED lights or if you're using regular household light bulbs that are non-LED. These will also work on spotlights. They will work on LED spotlights as long as they have enough amperage. You can make those flicker as well. So I'm going to get you set up on a stand and get out the work table, and I'm going to show you the things that you're going to need to turn this three-way cord into a flickerer for your lights. So alright, you guys, that's pretty much all you're going to need on this project. It's going to be a quick and easy one for y'all. Buy these cheap three-way extension cords. You get these at Walmart for $1 or $2. This is 6 foot, and I like to use brown, black, or green because those are pretty easy to camouflage out in your yard. I have to use white ones when they do run out of the other colors, and I just spray paint those black. So plain Jane three-way extension cord, just so you could plug in multiple things at one time. Sometimes you have to because the fluorescent light starters will not work unless it's consuming enough amperage draw to make these things work. And this is pretty much all they are right here. And pretty much bought that at you buy these at Home Depot or Lowe's. They would screw in, like if you have a fish tank light, this is what screws in, and that's what flickers the fluorescent light to make it to start up. This one's 15 to 20 watt. See right here, I spent a whole $5.06. It would probably be a little cheaper if I went with the Walmart cord. And all we're pretty much going to do is we're going to take this cord, and what I like to do is I like to put the fluorescent light starter as close to the three-way prong as I can. And this one you do have to cut one of the wires. So I'm going to split this down the middle. I'm going to pry these apart. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to strip it, and I'm going to show you guys how to wire this in line with this with just pretty much electrical tape. There's really no way to connect these on unless you really want to get technical with it and start soldering all that. I just like to throw some tape on mine, and then I'll wrap the whole thing up to keep it waterproofed. So this is going to go in line. One side is going to go to this side, and then the other side is going to go to that side. And that's pretty much all it is to make your lights flicker. And then we're going to try it out on these two other light fixtures that I have sitting right here that I got from a lamp from the side of the road. And these actually have regular bulbs. They're not LED. So we're going to wire those up to a cord, and then we're going to try it out afterwards. So let's get started. I'll show you guys how this is done. I don't want to make an hour-long video on this. So what I'm going to do is, usually I'll find the side that's got the little ridges on it. You can feel it with your fingernail. That's usually the hot side. That's kind of usually where I like to start. Yeah, I know it sucks. You're going to have to take a brand new cord and cut it, but you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and strip that. I'm going to strip this side. You might have to bunch this up a little bit, but I'll tape all this together to where you don't see it. So pretty much all you're going to need is some wire strippers, some cutters, and I got a razor blade just for cutting the tape. Get this out of the way. So I like to throw enough meat on there to where I could wrap this thing around this prong a few times. So I'm going to cut off probably about 1 inch worth of wire on each side. And what this does is just throws a random pattern, a random flicker pattern, and that's what kind of ignites the electronic ballast that's on a fluorescent light fixture. But all we're going to do is I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to split it in half, like so. Make a little Y. Do that on both wires. So we're going to go ahead and just split those. Now we're not going to get too technical on this, like I said. And then you're going to take that one side where you got your little Y, and you're going to bring these two together. And then best thing to do is just twisty this thing around here. Twisty it to where it's nice and tight, and then just fold that over, and that's going to make a pretty good connection. Now you could go back and solder this, but it will get hot and it could start to melt this. That's the reason I stay away from soldering. I just stick with electrical tape, because if this thing does go out, I don't want to have to melt a bunch of solder and do a bunch of cutting. I could just untwisty it. So like that side's already hooked up. Strip this down a little bit more. And you're going to take this other Y, give that a little twisty. We're going to wrap it around this post. And then just twist that to where it's nice and tight. And then I just take it and just fold it over. Just like that. So that's wired on there. So you got your 3-way prong over here. You got your male plug over here. So you can plug that into any extension cord, and then whatever accessories you want will be able to plug into this. If you've got creepy lights throughout your haunt or whatever it is, then they're just going to randomly flicker. So I'm going to take the electrical tape, stick that on there, and I'm just going to cut off a little piece. And what I'm going to do is just wrap up this little area right here. I know all you electricians out there are cringing at the moment, but this is just for Halloween. It's not going to be for life. I leave these outside in the rain. I've never had a problem. This is just kind of protect yourself from getting, if you touch those prongs, you're going to get a little zap. Not fun. Doesn't hurt much, but so we're just going to take those, wrap them up. Nothing fancy. Just to cover up them wires. And then what I like to do after I get done, throw a little piece of tape on the middle, because you kind of miss that. Take your electrical tape and just kind of wrap that up. And then if you want, just go around the whole thing, because this does have a little, almost like a light bulb inside, and you can see it flicker when it's running. So it's nice to tape that, kind of keep it camouflaged. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that. So that is done. That's pretty much all you need to do. You can tape this up if you want. Just kind of make it a little neater. Make sure I don't cut through my finger there. So it just kind of keeps that loop in there. But I usually zip tie these to wherever I'm working on. It keeps it all kind of concealed and out of the way. Or I paint it. Or you could put vines or whatever on it. make it look like it's coming out of the ground, make it look like a plant or something. So yeah, you could take these little plastic vines like that. I just had some laying on the ground from the archway. You zip tie those on there, kind of make them look like it's just a plant on the ground. You just throw it on there, throw a zip tie on it, and look, boom, it's camouflaged. All right, so that's done. Get y'all moved. Hopefully y'all were able to see all that. All right, so we're back. Had a little technical difficulties with my phone there. So what I did off camera, I went ahead and wired up these two little light fixtures that came off a lamp. These would be cool. You could screw them to whatever kind of columns you have, or inside your haunt. You just put some cheap. These are actually glass. So I went ahead and wired those up. So I always tell people, save your cords, people. I mean, shoot, if I had to go to the store and buy that, it would probably been $10. Luckily, I found it with that lamp. I reused the little bell caps, twisted the wires, wired that to the plug. You could throw some electrical tape on that, whatever you want to do. This is just for demonstration purposes. So let's go ahead and plug it in. I got the ballast starter right here. It's all taped up. And let's plug her in. And that's just pretty much what it does, just a random pattern of flickers. If you use a lower wattage bulb, kind of like what you would see in your grandma's house back in like the 80s, you want something really low wattage, and it just gives it that creepy, kind of eerie feeling. These ones actually have switches on them, which is pretty sweet. That's the reason I kept them. So yeah, since these are regular bulbs, they consume a little bit more power. It even says on here, you know, 60 watt type or smaller. But that's it. That's pretty much how you do it. So yeah, there's the ballast starter right there. Spent $5. Couple of throwaway lamp fixtures found on the side of the road. I seen somebody was throwing away a vacuum cleaner down the street. I'll just go over there and give that cord a little snippy snip snip and bring that cord home with me. It's a good probably 10 or 12 foot long cord. So that would be a keeper. So I'll probably go and scavenge that later on today. I decided I'd just make a quick video, show you guys how to make your lights flicker. But like I said, there's different wattages on these. This one's 15 to 20 watts, and then they have another one that's for 30 to 40 watts. So depending on if you want to use LED or regular incandescent bulbs, that's up to you. I haven't really tried it yet with an LED bulb. I guess we can go ahead and do that and see if it works. So give me 2 seconds. So I got my, what are they? Green and purple. Got these lights, get these from Lowe's. Get them at like clearance time because I think they're only $1 at Lowe's at clearance time. Let me turn these off real quick. These bulbs are getting a little, man, I would hate to put those in my house. That's why I hate incandescent bulbs. They get so hot. Yeah, that thing's toasty. Imagine having 4 of those in your bathroom. That's what makes it so damn hot in the house. So everything in our house is all LED. So let me screw these in and see if this actually works with LED. On here. Probably not going to work. It says these are only 3 watts. And that starter ballast needs at least 15 to 20 watts of power to work. Yeah. Okay, since we got both of them going, you see how they kind of a little creepy. And these things do not get hot at all. I could probably hold these all day and they won't get hot. So yeah, it does work with the LED bulbs. Let's say it's purple and green. If you can't see it or if you're colorblind. But that's pretty much how it works. So yeah, I would stick with the low wattage ones if you're working with LED, and if you're not, probably go with the 30 or 40 watt. I guess it's just trial and error. The first ones I did, I noticed the LED lights didn't work, so I plugged something else into it that wasn't LED powered, and then it started working. And I think that was the rope light. So you could use like string lights on here. You can use rope light. The LED Edison bulbs are really cool from Home Depot and Lowe's and Walmart. Those are really cool bulbs. So that's pretty much it. I know it's been a lot of videos. I haven't had much to do lately, so I figured I'd pass on the knowledge to you guys and show you a little thing or two about, you know, cheap ways of wiring up stuff and corpsing and caskets and all that. I have fun doing it, so hopefully you guys enjoy the videos. But like I said, cheap and easy way, make your lights flicker, $5. Works for me, so I'm sure it'll work for you guys. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and learning a little bit about electricity and fluorescent light starters and LED lights and all that stuff. So until then, I guess I'll catch y'all on the next one.
When we go to see the teddy bear are here to play. If you don't complain,